Are you wanting to get away from chemical treatments for your chickens and go down the natural road a little bit more? I'll show you how to make an effective deworming tincture. It's simple, it lasts for years, and it's great to have on hand. I like to use this tincture as a preventative for internal parasites and worms. But if you ever did have an infestation of internal worms or parasites, you can use this for it as well. The ingredients that we're going to want is 2 ounces of dried oregano. We want 2 ounces of dried stinging nettle. And we want 2 ounces of thyme. And now you can see that I've got some of the sticks in here or the stems in here, and that's just fine because those will work just as well. We want 2 ounces of pumpkin seeds, and we really don't have to break these up or chop them up because really it's the coating on the pumpkin seed itself that we really want in this. We want 2 ounces of black walnut hulls, and we can have these powdered or chopped. We want 1 ounce of cloves. We want a quart jar with a lid, and a funnel makes it kind of nice to put our ingredients in, just makes it a little less messy. And we want some vodka, but if you don't want to use vodka, then by all means you can use apple cider vinegar. Apple cider vinegar will last 2 years with this tincture, where vodka will last for several years and indefinitely. We also want 4 large garlic cloves. We're going to smash these, and we can actually leave the peel on them. We don't have to worry about that for this tincture. I'm just going to put all of these ingredients in this quart jar. And the funnel is kind of nice because even though I've made a mess, it's not as big of a mess. And there is our oregano and our thyme, our pumpkin seeds, our cloves, and then our walnut hulls. Okay, for the garlics, we're just going to smash these right up with the back of the knife. Put those in there. It's just as simple as that. We're using the folk method for making this tincture, and this is where you don't have to really worry about your measurements so much with your menstruum. And I'm going to use the vodka for my menstruum, and menstruum is what we use to pour over the top to extract all of that goodness out of these herbs and spices. So we just want to cover our herbs right up all the way to the top. We don't want anything that's just kind of floating around. So we'll just slowly pour this vodka over and let it absorb in. You might want to use a little spoon or something just to kind of help poke it around to get the air bubbles to come up. Or just pour slowly. You'll notice that I didn't mix these ingredients, and you can if you want to. It really doesn't matter, because once we get this saturated, we're going to actually shake this every day to every other day, and that's just going to mix all your ingredients, or at least make your vodka go around all of those ingredients and mix it up just fine like that. Pretty slow to absorb. We're getting there though. All right, and what we want to do is put a lid on this, and we definitely want to label it. And so I'll usually just use some tape and write on it the date and what it is, so that when I put it in a dark cupboard or put it away, that I don't forget what this tincture is. And what we want to do is pull it out and shake it pretty good every few days, and we'll let this sit in a dark place for about 4 weeks. Once it's set for that 4 weeks, we're going to strain it off, keep that liquid, and we can put it into a dropper bottle that makes it easier to use. You could also use an amber bottle to make your tincture. That way you wouldn't have to put it away in a dark place, because that amber protects that tincture and those herbs and spices from the light. Once I've strained my tincture off, either through a cheesecloth or through a fine sieve, then I'll use this as a preventative, because this saves me time in the long run. If I keep those worms from being a problem, or there's parasites from being a problem, then I don't have to treat those chickens on a day-to-day basis. And the way I do this is use 2 to 3 full dropper fulls of the tincture to 1 gallon of water. Now, if you have an automatic watering system, then you need to do something that you can monitor that water so that you know that they're consuming that 1 gallon of water within a day. Otherwise, it really isn't as effective. For an infestation that your chickens might have of parasites or worms that are internal, then it's going to be a little bit more time consuming to take care of them. You're going to have to give them 2 to 3 drops a day, 2 to 3 times a day for 2 weeks. So you can see while using it as a preventative, it saves you so much time, and I think it works really good that way. As you can see, this tincture takes very little time to make. And when used as a preventative, we've been fortunate enough not to have any problems with our chickens. I use it for our ducks and turkeys as well. Keep your chickens in tip-top condition for high egg production, and I hope this tip helps you. Have a great day, and we'll see you next time.